yogis and yogiitas. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Jessie. Welcome to my class if you haven't been here before. We start each class with a few moments of meditation, centering, taking some time to shut out the outside world. So as we're getting ready to begin, today we're going to begin in a corpse pose, Vasana type pose. So we'll be lying on our back. Knees could be bent with your feet on the floor, or your legs could be extended. If your legs are extended, you can bring your heels out to the edges of the mat and let your feet flop open. You can press down into your elbows to tuck your shoulder blades under. In a traditional Hatha Yoga class, our arms are at our sides, our palms are facing up in a gesture that's open and receptive, and our hands are lower than our heart. You can tip your chin so your spine is nice and long. So here, in our corpse pose, our Savasana pose, we're just going to settle in. Close your eyes and begin to take a few soft, full, deep breaths. We'll try to inhale and exhale through your nose, filling your belly, ribs, chest with air on your inhale, and then allowing your chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. If you joined me on my yoga page last Monday for our 15-minute meditation, I'm not sure if you can hear, my cat is talking to us all. We practice by placing our hands on our bellies with our fingertips just barely touching. So let's do that now. And we're going to do a 3-part yoga breath. So we're going to inhale, fill our belly, ribs, chest with air. Our fingertips should come apart. And then as we exhale, we're going to let our chest, ribs, belly come back. Our fingertips come back together. So we're inhaling and exhaling, filling our belly, ribs, chest with air on the inhale. And then allowing our chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. You can keep your hands on your belly or you can return them to your sides. As we just take some time to focus on our breathing, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And now slowly, gently, we're going to be bringing our attention back to our breath. Once again, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Bring your attention back to your body. Check in here, see how you're feeling. Scan through your body, head to toe, toe to head. Check in, see how you're doing. Notice if you have any areas of tension or pain. Anything you need to work on today or be cautious of. Try not to judge, Just simply notice. You can also scan through your thoughts and try to set aside any worries or concerns for this hour. They'll still be there if you decide you'd like to pick them back up at the end of class. You can set a goal or an intention for your practice today. During our quarantine, our pandemic, mine has been each day I automatically and successfully get healthier and healthier. And then we're going to open our eyes. We're going to stay in a reclined position. We're just going to gently turn our heads from side to side as they rest on the mat. Just nice and easy, starting off nice and slow. And then the next time your head is to the right, we're just going to pause, stretching out the left side of our neck, thinking about bringing your right ear towards the floor. And just as a reminder, you never want to feel any pain in yoga. So if you feel pain, you just want to back off until you can just feel the stretch. We're going to inhale our head back to center and exhale over to the opposite side. Now if you're feeling tension or stress anywhere in your body, maybe with your head over to the side, you're feeling some tension in your neck and your shoulder. Just visualize your breath flowing into those muscles and relaxing and releasing those muscles with your exhale. And we're going to inhale our head back to center. Good. And then from here, we're going to bend our knees with our feet on the floor. And we're going to bring our feet to the edges of our mat. And we're just going to windshield wiper our knees. So we're just rocking on our feet. We're going to move with our breath. So as we exhale, we're going to bring both knees over to one side, and we're just rocking onto the pinky toe side of that foot and the big toe side of your opposite foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the opposite side. Inhale back to center. And we're just going to move at your own pace here, moving with your breath, flowing from one to the other. Don't rush. This should start to loosen up our hips a little, maybe our lower back. If you have sciatic pain, sciatic nerve pain, this can help with that. So starting off nice and easy. If you joined me last Sunday, today's class kind of builds on that a little bit. And if you didn't join me last Sunday, that's also fine. Good. One more to each side. And we're going to come back to center. Just bring your legs to a comfortable distance apart. And we're going to bring our left knee in towards our chest. Squeeze in on the exhale. Maybe rotate your ankle here if that feels good. Drawing circles with your toes. Nice and easy. You can switch directions if you're circling your ankle. Point and flex the whole time. Squeezing that knee in on the exhale. Good. One more breath here. And then we're going to take that same leg, straighten it into the air, and bring that same left leg in towards our chest. So our goal here is to have nice long hamstring muscles. So we want to take the bend out of our knees. Hold your leg wherever is comfortable. And if you have a strap or a belt or anything you like to use over your foot, you can do that here as well. Squeezing in on the exhale, maybe pulling your toes back and pushing your heel towards the ceiling. Breathe into areas of tension and pain. If you experience lower back pain, really stretching out your hamstrings can help with that. Meanwhile, we're going to bend our right knee with our right foot on the floor. One more breath here. And then we're going to cross our left ankle over our right knee as like a figure four. And then we're going to bring both legs in towards our chest. So this is a hip stretch. It's called figure four or eye of the needle because you can reach one hand on either side of that right thigh. We're gently bringing our right leg into our body as we're gently pressing our left knee away from our body. Your right knee could be bent or you can raise it in the air, your choice. Squeezing in on the exhale, sending that healing breath to tense muscles. We're going to come back to these figure four poses a little bit later on. Good. One more breath. We're going to release the grip on our thigh and we're going to bring that right foot to the mat. We're keeping our figure four here and we're going to come up and do a little bridge. I like to start with my hands at my sides to get a little extra shoulder action here. So we're going to press down into our right heel, lift our hips, circle our arms back over our head, resting on the floor. We're just going to hold this for a few breaths. And if you're not a fan of this figure four bridge, both feet on the floor are also fine. Try to make this practice your own. Do what feels right in your body. We're just going to do one more breath here. We're going to lower our hips, bring our arms down in T position. Again, I'm keeping that contact with my ankle and my thigh. I'm going to bring both legs over to your right, kind of folding up like a box. Maybe looking out over your left shoulder. A few soft, full, deep breaths here. And we're going to bring everything back to center, and we're just going to repeat everything on the opposite leg. So you guys are bringing your right knee in towards your chest, squeezing on the exhale. Again, you can rotate your ankle here if that feels good. Just drawing circles with your toes, nice and easy. You can switch directions if you're rotating your ankle. Maybe point and flex. Good. One more breath. We'll bring our ankle to stillness. We're going to straighten out that right leg. Straight right leg in towards our chest. Again, taking the bend out of our knee here is really important. Hold your leg wherever you're comfortable. You can also have a strap, towel, belt, anything you like over your foot if that works better for you. We're squeezing on the exhale. If you want to go a little deeper here, pull your toes back, pushing your heel towards the ceiling. Meanwhile, we're going to bend our left knee with our left foot on the floor. One more squeeze in here. Now we're going to release this, and we're going to bring that right ankle over our left thigh for that figure four. Both legs coming towards our chest. One hand on either side of that left thigh. We're bringing our left leg in as we're gently pressing our right knee away from our body. You can keep that, what leg is that? Your left leg, your knee bent, or you can raise it in the air. Squeezing in on the exhale, using the leverage of our ankle against our thigh to press our knee away from our body. And if you're feeling tension in that hip, I really am. So send your breath into those areas. Imagine them releasing with your exhale. A lot of us hold tension in our hips. One more breath. We're going to release the grip on our thigh. We're going to bring our left foot to the floor, keeping the integrity of that figure four. Arms at our sides. Then when you're ready, you can inhale, press down to your left heel, lift your hips up. Maybe circle your arms back over your head, resting on the floor. A few breaths here. A little bit of balance in this. But of course, if you prefer, both feet on the floor are also fine. We're just going to do one more breath in this figure four bridge pose. And we're going to exhale, lower our hips, bring our arms to our sides, and bring both knees over to the left for a twist. Just letting our legs kind of fall to the side. I'm keeping that ankle on my thigh. But if you prefer, you could bring both legs next to each other. That's also fine. Good. One more breath. We're going to bring everything back to center. Both knees in towards our chest for a hug. And then we're just going to come into a regular bridge pose here. So both feet on the floor, heels in close to our bottom, arms at our sides. Inhale, press down into our heels, lift our hips up. And any arms here you like are fine, circled over your head, holding onto your ankles, interlaced behind your back. If you feel like you have a little extra to give in our bridge pose, you can lift your heels. I like to stretch out my ankles and my arches here a little bit. One more breath. We're going to exhale, lower our hips, bring both knees in towards our chest for a hug. Little egg pose here. We're going to lift our head and shoulders off the mat, trying to make a tight little ball. And then we're going to release our head and shoulders. We're going to take these to some spinal rolls. So here you can hold on top of your knees or under them, and we're just rocking forward and back. Forward and back. Big or small movements, fast or slow, whatever feels right in your body. A few more spinal rolls here. Use them to bring in a little bit of energy. Good. And then we're going to slowly roll up to a seated pose, and we're gently going to transition into table. So we're going to come onto our hands and our knees with our wrists and shoulders in alignment, knees and hips in alignment. I should start this way, sorry about that. And we're going to curl our left toes under, press our left heel back, press into our palms and shift our way back till you find a good calf stretch. Your leg could be straight, your knee could be bent, whatever feels right in your body here. Breathing into areas of tension. A lot of us are doing a lot more walking, so this is a good stretch for that. Running. One more breath. We're going to release this a little bit. We're going to roll to the big toe side of that left foot. We're going to slide that left leg out to the left side. You can stay on the big toe side of your foot, or you can let your foot round down. I hope that's still in the frame here. And then we're going to inhale our right arm up and around for a twist. You can either stack your arms one on top of the other, or you can open up even further, extending the twist. Your drishti or your gaze could follow your arm, your fingertips, or you can keep your head in neutral. I tend to experience some lower back pain, neck pain. So I often keep my head in neutral, and that's fine. One more breath, and we're coming back into table. We're going to repeat this on the opposite side, of course. So we're going to curl our right toes under, press our right heel back, press into our palms, shift our weight till you find your best stretch. Again, knee could be bent, or your leg could be straight, whatever works for you here. Good. One more breath. We're going to release this stretch a little bit, roll to the big toe side of our right foot, slide that right leg out to the right side, and then inhale our right arm up and around for a twist. Again, you can stack your arms, you can extend the twist. Your drishti could follow your fingers or stay in neutral. Good, one more breath. Good. And from here, we're going to come back into table. And from table, we're going to curl our toes under, straighten our legs, and come back into our first down dog of the day. Spending some time moving, stretching, walking the dog, bending first one knee and then the other if that feels good. Whatever is right for you today. Pressing into your palms and your heels. Stretch your tailbone towards the ceiling. Roll your inner elbows towards each other. Whatever feels right in your body. Trying to keep your breath soft, full, and deep. Good, one more breath here. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet until we're in a standing forward fold. Little ragdoll action. Your arms could dangle, you could fold your arms, making that little box from your head. And we'll just shake out any lingering tension. So your arms and hips can sway from side to side or forward and back. You can shake out your head, your neck, your shoulders. Just imagine tension and stress is draining away from you. Let it go, let it return to the earth. We don't need it. Breathing, soft, full, deep breaths the whole time. Put a little bend in our knees, release our arms, slowly roll up to standing. Up on the inhale and pausing into Tadasana or mountain pose. Taking a breath, come back to center. Check in, see how you're doing. Any new aches or pains pop up? Anything feel better or worse than when we started? Just notice. Come back to your breath. Come back to your body. Remind yourself of a goal or an intention if you set one at the beginning of class. Perhaps it was each day I automatically and successfully get healthier and healthier. And then we're going to come just comfortable stance in the center of our mat. You can face forward here. We're going to do a crescent side stretch, and then we're going to circle our arms. We're just going to do it once on each side in each direction, and you can choose whether you're just circling your arms or you're letting your whole body come into this stretch. So comfortable stance, feet about hips distance apart. We're going to inhale our arms up, interlace our fingers with our index fingers pointing up, our shoulders away from our ears. We're going to go over to your left. So in your next exhale, little side stretch to the left. We're going to set this up a little, shoulders away from our ears. We're turning our heart chakra up, maybe looking up if it's comfortable for your neck. You can stay here or you can circle your arms. I'm doing like a stretch the whole way around. I'm going to go all the way to the floor. Again, that's optional. So So we're gonna exhale as we come down. Just let your weight shift from foot to foot. This feels comfortable. Think about stretching the whole way down. Transition your weight from foot to foot. Try to inhale as you come up. Tightening your core can help with your lower back here. We're coming all the way back up into a crescent lunge to that same side. Good. And then we're going to come back to center and exhale, hands down. So of course, whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. And in the type of yoga I teach, that even includes the way we're placing our hands. So there's an automatic way to interlace your fingers with your index fingers pointing up. But I offer to you, we might, since we're going in the opposite direction, switch that. So when we raise our arms up, we'll just release our fingers, slide them over one, and recross our thumbs. Again, that's optional. We're going to inhale our arms up. Interlace our fingers with our index fingers up. If you like, you can slide your fingers over one and recross your thumbs to bring balance. Shoulders away from the ears. I always think bring balance to the floors. On our next exhale, we're going to come into a crescent moon side stretch. Again, turning our heart chakra up, opening up along our side, and then circle. You can also just circle your upper body. Let your weight transition from foot to foot. High plant. Exhale as your hands are coming down. Engage your core here a little bit. Inhale as your arms are coming up. Move at your own pace. We're going to catch up back in this crescent moon side stretch to that same side. One more breath. We're going to inhale back to center. Exhale, hands down. We're going to bring our hands together in prayer position at heart center. We're going to do a little chair pose here. We're going to inhale our arms up, shoulders away from our ears, sink into chair, Uttanasana. Our shoulders are coming away from our ears, little pinch in our shoulders. Our hips are pressing down. Drishti, your gaze could be up at our fingers. Good, one more breath. We're going to inhale and straighten. Exhale, arms down. And we're going to come into a figure four balance here. Again, we're going to incorporate our figure four balance. We're going to incorporate chair pose throughout our practice today. Modify as however you need. So we're going to start by letting our weight come into your right foot. And you can cross your left ankle over. You can lift that left leg up. Little bend in your right leg can help keep your ankle above your knee. You can help that process along. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and sit back like in chair pose. Little figure four balance here. Our hips are sinking down. Shoulders are away from our ears. I'm really focusing on keeping my shoulder blades back. If you've joined me for the last couple classes, I've become very protective of my heart chakra. I need to open that back up. One more breath. We're going to inhale and straighten. Exhale back to mountain pose. Same thing on the other side. We're going to let our weight ground into our left foot. You can do a little kickstand. You can raise that right leg a little or help it along to get it above your knee. A little bend in your standing leg can help. And we're going to inhale our arms up. Exhale and sink into chair pose. Good. Figure four balance here. Taking a few breaths. If you're struggling in balance, that's okay. My standing leg, my ankle is rocking a little. That's okay. It helps strengthen my ankle. You automatically tighten your core when you're struggling in balance, so that's a good thing. You can find a stationary object to focus your attention on. We're going to do one more breath. We're going to straighten out our leg. Exhale, arms down. Shake out your standing leg a little. We're going to do one more prep pose before we move into our flow. We're going to do some eagle arms here. Again, we're going to bring those back throughout our practice, but you can always come back to basic arms or anything else that you like. So we're just going to start by giving ourselves a hug. You guys are going to bring your left over your right. Stack our elbows. Give yourself a little love. This is arm position one. The next step is to kind of make a little L. You can stay at that first one, second one, or you can take this right arm and wrap it around your left. Some people can bring their palms together and fold over their fingers. I like to hold on to my thumb like it's a little handle. Eagle arms. And then from here, we're going to inhale and lift our elbows, little back bend. Exhale, fold forward a little bit. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhale and lift, little back bend. Exhale and lower. One more time. We're thinking about bringing our forearms kind of parallel to the ceiling. We're thinking about bringing our forearms parallel to the floor as we exhale. Good, one more breath. We're gonna release our arms, shake them out a little. We're gonna do the same thing with the opposite arm on top, of course. So again, a little hug, self-love, congratulate yourself for doing something for you today. By joining this yoga practice, you can keep your arms here. You can still do the back bend if you like. You can do the little L, or you can wrap that left around your right. Again, palm to palm, or using your little thumb as, not your little thumb, your thumb. Probably have normal sized thumbs. Using your thumb, as a handle. And then again, we're gonna inhale and lift our elbows, maybe adding a little back bend. Exhale and lower. Good. Inhale and lift 3 times at your own pace, moving with your breath. Always returning to that pranayama, always returning to that breath. One more time. Good. We'll come back to center. Release your arms, kind of shake them out a little. Good. And then we're going to come up towards the top end of our mat. Excuse me, I feel so self-conscious drinking, but my mouth gets so dry when I'm talking this whole time. So sorry about that. Here it goes. Good. So we're going to come up towards the top of our mat in Tadasana. We're going to begin our flow from here. I'm going to do my best to mirror you guys, but it's really, I find it really challenging when there aren't people set up where I could see what side they're on, how their mats are set up, what they're doing with their bodies. So please just remember, we're going to try to do everything on both sides. Excuse me, not knowing my right from my left in this case. We're just going to get good contact with our feet, the top of our mat. The little stone here, I'm just going to kick that off to the side. Hands together in prayer position to start. Nice full deep breath. Inhale and exhale. There we go. Then we're going to inhale our arms up. And we're going to sink into Chair Uttanasana, letting our hips sink down, our shoulders come away from our ears. A little military tuck to our chin. Weight is evenly distributed for a moment. We're going to try to keep this kind of squat that we have happening as we let our weight come into what I believe is going to be your left foot. And we're going to send our right foot back in a lunge. We're going to take a breath here. We're going to let our back heel rotate down to the mat, still sinking into our front knee, and we're in our warrior one. Strong, powerful, confident warriors. Any hands you like here are fine. Yoga mudras. I like my palms facing each other and my pinkies turned in, my heart and chest open, but that's fine. Whatever you like here is fine. We're sinking into that front knee without letting it pop out over our toes. Warrior poses build strength, power, confidence. So last Sunday we worked on Warrior 2, which is acknowledging the past, acknowledging the future, trying to stay in the present. This is all about strength. Here we are, strong, powerful, confident warriors. We're going to try to keep this lunge happening, and we're going to bring our eagle arms into it. Whatever leg is in front, that arm is going underneath. So you guys are bringing your left under your right. Again, you can stack your elbows, you can make the L, or you can do eagle arms. Good. One more breath here. This is a twisted warrior. There's other versions of twisted warriors you find in yoga as you go across different types of yoga, different areas. Sometimes the same things are called different names, and sometimes the names are reused. So we're keeping that knee over our ankle. We're going to inhale and see if we can lift our elbows. Again, maybe bringing them parallel to the ceiling, little back bend, still sinking into your front knee. If you stood up a little like I did, try to sink back down. Good, one more breath. We're going to come back to neutral, and then we're going to fold forward, high plant. Trying to bring our elbows to the outside of our knees, forearms parallel to the floor. Good, one more breath here. We're going to release our hands. We're going to bring them to the big toe side of that same left foot. We're going to drop down to our back knee, so we're in a modified lunge. Both hands to the big toe side of, I believe, your left foot. Good. So from here, we're going to let your left foot roll to the pinky toe side. Good, right there. And oh my goodness, the type of yoga is escaping me right now. This is called baby wing dragon. Like you can stay on your hands, or you can come down to your elbows or your forehead. Again, this is about our hip stretch. In some versions of a lunge, we keep our foot flat on the floor. In this one, we're letting it roll to that pinky toe side. Again, we're going to do the full version of this later, but you can always drop your back knee if you need to. Send your breath right into that hip if you're feeling tension. Good, one more breath. We're going to bring our foot back to the mat. We're going to come back up to straight hands. Curl our back toes under, lift our knee. Just a lunge here. Chaturanga at your own pace or follow along with me in plank. High push-up position. Slowly lower down. Drop your knees whenever you need to. Hover if you can. Baby cobra, full cobra, or up dog, whatever feels good. Again, at your own pace. I like to hold cobra a little bit longer. That's what feels right in my body. Good. And then we're going to exhale and come back into extended child's pose for this one. Just honoring our mothers with a little child's pose. Just take a breath. Good. We're going to come back through table. We're going to curl our toes under, come back into down dog. Good. Hi, Zen. Can you guys see my cat? She's making her way over here. Good. Her name is Zenesis. One more breath. And then we're going to lift the same leg that was in front. So for you guys, I think it's your left leg into the air, pressing into our palms, our right heel, really stretch that leg back. And then we're going to bring that same foot up between our two hands in a lunge. Good. Up on your back toes or down on your back knee. We're going to make sure that our knee and ankle are nice and safe in alignment here. Both hands to the big toe side. That should give you a little bit more length in your stance. And then we're going to let that foot roll to the pinky toe side. So this is winged dragon. Again, you can drop your back knee whenever you need to. You can be on your hands or your elbows here, sending your breath just right into that area of tension or tightness. Good. One more breath. We're going to bring our foot back to the mat. We're going to step our right foot next to our left. We're in a standing forward fold. It's okay if it took a couple steps to get there. We're going to inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. We're coming into chair, Uttanasana here. Strong, powerful, confident. Good. Inhale and straighten. Exhale, back to Tadasana. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I hope. I'm going to get a little drink before we venture into the other side. Sorry, I'm already out of breath. Good. So I'm going to stay facing the same direction. So hopefully that helps. We're going to use the opposite leg in front this time. And that's the leg that we're doing everything with. That's the leg that's moving forward and back. That's the leg that is going to be in front in warrior. It's going to be in front for our lunge, our baby winged dragon, winged dragon. So just as long, everything was concentrated on one side, now we're going to do the other. I need a breath. So here we're just going to take a nice full deep breath. Inhale and exhale. There we go. We're going to inhale, circle our arms. Exhale, sink into chair, Uttanasana. Shoulders are coming away from our ears. Our chest, our heart chakra is up and open. Good. We're letting our weight come into, I believe, your right foot. We want our hips sinking down. And then we're going to send that left leg back into lunge, a little crescent lunge here. Take a breath. And then we're going to let that back heel rotate down to the mat in our warrior. Just a couple reminders. Warrior one, our hips are turned like we're going to start walking. We're sinking into our front knee. It's safely over our ankle to protect our knee. And we're working towards bringing our front thigh parallel to the floor over time. The heel of our back foot is on the mat. It's either lined up with the heel of your front foot or you're in step with your back foot, lined up with the heel of your front foot. Warrior one. Again, any arms here you like are fine, but we're going to add eagle arms here in a moment. One more breath. There we go. Eagle arms. Whatever leg is in front, that arm's going underneath. So you guys are bringing your right under your left. You can stack your elbows. You can make the L. You can wrap one arm around the other. Still sinking into your front knee. A little twisted warrior. You can stay right here. Or you can inhale and lift your elbows, thinking about bringing your forearms parallel to the ceiling, little back bend, still sinking into your front knee. Most of us stood up a little if we did this back bend. One more breath. We're going to come back to neutral, and then we're going to fold forward. We're trying to bring our elbows to our knee, forearms parallel to the floor. Just a little breath here. Good, one more breath. We're going to uncross our arms. We're gonna bring them to the big toe side of that right foot. We're gonna come up on our back toes and slide that back leg until we're in a nice lunge. We're gonna drop down to our back knee, so a modified lunge. And then we're coming into that baby wing dragon. So from here, we're gonna let that right foot roll to the pinky toe side of our foot. You could be on your hands here, your elbows, you might come down to your forehead. We're gonna take about 5 breaths here. So settle in, maybe close your eyes. Send your tension, or send your breath to the areas of tension. Good. Good. One more breath. We're gonna bring our foot back to the mat. We're gonna make our way back up to straight arms with our hands on the floor. I'm keeping mine on the big toe side of my foot, or you can bring your right hand to the little toe side. Little chaturanga here. Again, move at your own pace. After cobra, we're gonna come into extended child's pose, and we'll all catch up there if you're moving faster or slower than I am. So we're gonna lift our back knee, plank, high push-up position, slowly lower down, drop your knees if and when you need to, hover if you can, hands under your shoulders. Baby cobra, full cobra, up dog, whatever you like here. Again, personally in my practice, I like to hold cobra a little bit longer. Make this practice your own. Do what's right in your body. One more breath. And we're going to exhale our hips back towards our heels. Little extended child's pose, acknowledging our mothers. One more breath. We're going to come back through table, curl our toes under, come back into down dog. Good. One more breath. We're going to lift that right leg into the air. 3-legged down dog. Pressing into our palms and our left heel. This is really about the left leg, that hamstring stretch. One more breath. And we're going to bring that right foot up between our 2 hands. Again, it could take a couple steps to get there. It doesn't have to be pretty. We're going to try to bring both hands to the big toe side of that front foot. You might be able to slide your back leg back a little bit. You could be up on your left toes or down on your left knee. And then we're going to let that foot roll to the pinky toe side. Again, you could be on your hands, your elbows, your forehead. Make adjustments. Take a few breaths. Good. One more breath here. Smile. Good. One more breath. We're going to come back to our flat foot. I have to do a little step in with my back leg because I get really wide here. That's okay. We're going to step our left foot next to our right. Standing forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold a little deeper. We're going to bend our knees, circle our arms, come up into chair, Uttanasana, powerful pose. Pinching those shoulder blades together, opening our heart chakra. We have strength, we have power. One more breath. We'll inhale and straighten. Exhale, arms down. Beautiful. We're going to come back to the center of our mat. We're going to come back to that figure 4 balance pose. We're going to add on to that, or you can stick with the first version that we did. Excuse me, I need to get another drink. Good. So, Tadasana. Let's just bring our hands together in prayer position to start. Let's just take that nice full deep breath. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to let our weight come into your right foot. And we're going to come into figure 4. So you could do the little kickstand. You can raise your foot up. You can help it along. Bending your standing leg can help. Arms up and chair. Feel free to stay right here. You're getting all of the benefits of the balance of the figure 4. There's no need to go any further. But if you'd like to do a little extra challenge, I'm going to cross my fingers that I do okay here. We're going to straighten out that standing leg and fold forward. If you've been in my classes regularly, you know that there's always a chance. You get to a point where you're like 8 inches from the ground and you're like, oh, I can't. But you can. Just bring your hands to the mat. You can also use a block here. But I offer that sometimes the little extra challenge is good. Know that you can do things. You can do new things. Good. One more breath. Try to put a bend in your standing leg so your leg isn't knocked locked out. We're coming back up to the figure four. I did not make it, that's okay. We're gonna straighten that standing leg, hands on our sides, shake it out a little. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be pretty. It's fine. Whatever we're doing today is fine. It's right, it's the right choice. Good, let's just take another neat, full deep breath here. Inhale, and then we're gonna ground into our left foot. We're gonna bring our right foot into whatever version of figure four you'd like to do. Help it along the way. Coming back into that chair version. You are getting so many benefits right here. You can stay right here, it's totally fine. Or if you wanna try the extra balance, straighten out your left leg and fold forward. Just like you would in a regular standing forward fold. You could be reaching towards the floor or your hands could be on the floor. I usually get about 8 inches away and I'm like, oh, can't do it, but I can. So you can give yourself a little pat on the back if you try it, even if it doesn't work. If you're using a block, that's also fine. Listen to what's right for you today. One more breath. Hopefully I'll do better on the side. Put a little bend in that left knee. Use your core strength to pull you back up into that figure four chair type pose. Then we're gonna straighten our leg. Oh, I did so much better. Arms at our sides. You can shake out your standing leg a little. Good. One more breath. We're coming back to mountain pose. Just to give you a little preview here, we're gonna come into chair pose. We're gonna do a balancing chair up on our toes, and then we're gonna come down into a squat. Squats don't work for everyone. Totally fine, just have a seat if that doesn't work for you. In this squat, our knees are forward, our heels are off the ground. But you know, do whatever feels right. And if you like a block back there, we're kind of using this pose to transition, so we won't be there for very long. So really don't worry if this pose isn't for you. But we're all gonna start in mountain, hands together in prayer position at heart center. Inhale here. Exhale. Good, then we're gonna inhale our arms up. Shoulders away from our ears, we're gonna sink into chair Uttanasana. Try to go deeper than the chairs that we've come to so far in our practice. Our chest is open, our shoulder blades are squeezing together, shoulders away from our ears, just your gaze up at our fingers. Good, one more breath. We're gonna lift our heels, balancing chair. This is just a little balance, but the trick is to keep sinking down as you raise your heels. Good, then we're gonna bring our hands together in prayer position and come down in a squat, knees facing forward, heels up. You do what's right for you. We're gonna do a few breaths here. Close your eyes if you want an extra challenge in any kind of balance, including this one. Good, one more breath. And then we're just gonna have a seat. Ooh. Good, we're gonna come into staff pose. I'm gonna get another little drink, sorry about that. We're gonna come into a figure four. Seated pose here, same pose we've been working on. So we're in staff pose. You can bend your right knee. It could be on the inside of your straight leg, or you can bring that ankle over our thigh. Bring your hands behind you, and bring your straight leg, that foot in towards your body. Or you can also press into your palms and slide your bottom closer to that heel. Doesn't matter which way your fingers are pointing. Towards your body, away from your body, doesn't matter. We're using, again, that leverage of our ankle against our knee, our ankle against our thigh to press our knee away from our body. Good. One more breath. And then, if you're not bothered by toes, we're going to slide our fingers between our toes. Give them a little stretch. Stretching your toes is big in yoga. A lot of people wear toe stretchers to kind of counteract our shoes, bring our toes together. I even have sandals, flip-flops that instead of just having the separator between your toe and your big toe and your first toe, it's between each toe. Good. One more breath here. Maybe rotate your ankle. Good. Switch directions. Point and flex. Again, this toe finger is optional here. One more breath. Shake that out. We're going to straighten out your left leg. We're going to inhale our arms up and we're going to fold forward. I'm keeping my ankle on top of my thigh. It could also come to the inside of your leg if that's more comfortable for you. So arms up, exhale, fold forward, reaching as you come down, lengthen your spine the whole time you're coming down. Then let your hands come down, your head and shoulders relax. Maybe using those micro movements, inhaling and lengthening, exhaling, folding a little deeper. Always coming back to your breath. Good, one more breath here. You're gonna inhale and slowly come up. And we're gonna do a figure 4 reverse table. Similar to the bridge pose we did at the beginning of class. But again, if you don't like it, just bring your legs into a regular reverse table. It's totally fine. But again, we're going to bend that straight leg, your left leg, bringing your knee close to your bottom. Arms are behind us. My fingers are pointing away from my body. They could also point towards your body. I like to mix it up and do one of each if I remember. And then from here, we're going to press down to your left heel, lift your hips up. Keep lifting your hips. Your head could be up or it could come back. Nice and easy, soft, full, deep breaths. Think about lifting those hips. One more. Then we're going to exhale, lower our hips. Straighten out our left leg. Release both legs. Little windshield wiper. Little bounce. Back to staff pose. And we're going to repeat everything on the other side, of course. So we're coming back to that figure 4. Sorry, I got confused as to what leg it was for a second. Whew, I wish if you were here, you would be telling me. I know what leg we're supposed to be doing. So you can bring your left leg on top of your right thigh. And then we're going to take that straight leg and bring it in towards our bottom. You can press into your palms and slide your bottom forward. The goal here is this opening up of our hip flexor. So we're using that leverage to press our knee away from our body. Everything else is extra. So don't be afraid to skip a part if you don't like it or modify that suits you. Again, if you like, you can thread your fingers through your toes. Good. It might be hard if you're not used to spreading your toes. And then maybe circle your ankle. Switch directions if you're circling your ankle. Point and flex. Good. One more breath here. We're going to release our toes. We're going to straighten out that right leg. Again, you can keep your ankle on your thigh, or you can bring your foot to the inside of your leg. We're going to do a forward fold, good contact with our sits bones. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, reaching as you come down. Lengthen your spine. Then let your hands come down. Your head and shoulders relax. Soft, full, deep breaths. Take a moment. Release tension where you don't need to hold it. I tell myself all the time to release the tongue in my mouth. Release my jaw, shoulders, breathe. One more breath. We're going to inhale and slowly roll up. We're going to come into that figure 4 reverse table. So we're going to bend that knee, your right leg, hands behind you. My fingers are pointing towards my body this time, but it doesn't really matter. Pressing into our palms. And what's that? Your right heel, lifting our hips up. Again, your head could be up. You can let it come back. Lifting our hips is the goal here. A few soft, full, deep breaths. Again, smile. Even if you're struggling, even if your arms are shaking, smile. One more breath. We're going to lower our hips, straighten out our right leg, uncross, windshield wiper, little bounce, releasing any tension that may have built up. Good contact with our sits bones. We're going to do a regular forward fold here from staff pose. So we're going to inhale our arms up, shoulders down. Reach out as you come down. Lengthen your spine the whole time you're coming down. Lengthen, 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 lengthen. Then let your hands come down. Your head and shoulders relax. Maybe using those micro movements. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Good. We're going to come into boat pose here in a moment. We did a variation of it if you joined me last week. Again, just do what feels right. We're going to do it in stages. And just stop at whatever stage feels good for you. We're going to inhale and roll up. We're going to bend our knees. We're going to come to our heels. Straighten our spine. We're going to start by lifting our heels off the mat. The next stage is straightening our arms, maybe releasing. I can't talk and keep my hands released, so I'm going to keep holding on. You do what's right for you. We're going to straighten our spine. Wrist to your gaze is out over our toes. Good. It's okay if you're shaking. It's good for our core. One more breath. We're going to bend our knees with our feet on the floor, heels in close. We're going to come into a reverse table. Again, whichever way your hands are pointing are fine. Your fingers are pointing. We're going to press down into our palms, our heels, lift our hips up. Your head could be up. You can let it come back. Lift those hips. Take a few breaths. Good, beautiful. We're going to exhale, lower our hips, straighten our legs, arms up, and fold forward. Reaching as you come down, lengthen your spine the whole time you're coming down. Let your hands come down, your head and shoulders relax. Breathe. Good. One more breath. We're going to do fish pose. We're going to actually do a modified fish pose. Anything you want to do here with your legs is fine. They can be straight. You can bend your knees with your feet on the floor. I'm doing cobbler's pose just because we've been working on our hips a lot today. We're going to bring our hands next to our hips with our fingers pointing towards our toes. We're going to slowly roll back on our elbows, pressing into our palms, our elbows, squeezing our shoulder blades together, opening that heart chakra. This is exactly what I need with my hunchiness. I need to open my heart chakra. You can keep your head up, or you can let it tilt back, opening up your throat chakra, or you can slide all the way back until the top of your head rests on the floor. Opening our chest here is our goal, though. Our warrior poses, our forward folds, those are all masculine poses, and we want to balance that with a feminine pose. Using this, opening this heart chakra is a feminine pose. Our reverse table poses are also feminine. Good. One more breath. We're going to roll all the way to the floor, bring both knees in towards our chest, rock a little bit from side to side, releasing any tension. And then from here, we're going to take about a minute and a half to finish out your practice. So anything you would like to do before relaxation, now is the time for that. Human breathing always has such great inversions. Shoulder stand, headstand, handstand. Any of those are fine. You could do legs up the wall. You can repeat something we did earlier. Maybe you need a pose before you feel like your practice is complete. Now is your time for that. So just take a few moments, do what's right in your body, see what else you need. Again, shoulders away from your ears if you're me. A little military tuck. I wish I could see you guys doing your inversions. It's always great. Done something on one side and you need to do it on the other, or you need a counter pose, now is a good time for that. And as you're finishing out your practice, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our relaxation today. We're going to do a Kundalini relaxation. This is one of my favorites. Typically, if I was teaching an evening class and did this relaxation, this is by far the one that people fall asleep to the most. Of course, in our relaxation, our Savasana, we're trying to just go right to the edge, right before you fall asleep. It's kind of the place between awake and asleep. If you follow my yoga page, Second Star of the Right Yoga, that's why it's called that, because Second Star of the Right is from Peter Pan, if you're familiar, and it's that place between sleep and awake before you're dreaming, where you're still conscious, but you're not 100% here. So that's where we're trying to bring ourselves. But if you fall asleep, that's fine. So this one's a little bit longer. I have about 5 minutes left. We might run a minute or two over, so excuse me, I'm so sorry. I like to start on time and end on time, but this relaxation is totally worth it, I promise. So now as you're finishing out your practice, you can begin to make your way into a Savasana pose, corpse pose. When I do yoga at home, I often like to cover with a blanket for Savasana. I have an eye pillow I like to put on my eyes. I keep it in the freezer, so I put it on my eyes before relaxation. It's lovely. It's very common in Hatha Yoga to cover your eyes, but you don't need to. So you're going to make your way into some version of a Savasana corpse pose, just like we started today. You could be lying on your back with your knees bent, feet on the floor. Your legs could be extended. I will give you a little warning. This begins with raising and lowering our limbs one by one. Sometimes people feel that once they're settled into Savasana, they don't want to move. That's okay. Doesn't matter. This is your time. Do what's right for you. These are suggestions as we go into our Savasana. Your arms are at your sides, maybe, palms facing up, tipping that chin. So we're just going to settle in here. Close your eyes. Begin to take a few soft, full, deep breaths. Sorry about that. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Once again, filling your belly, ribs, chest with air on the inhale. And then allowing your chest, ribs, belly to relax and let go on the exhale. Once again, let everything from the outside world drift away as you give yourself permission to be present here in this time and space. So now on your next inhale, raise your right leg slightly off the floor. Relax and release your right leg. Inhale, lift your left leg slightly off the floor. Relax and release your leg. Inhale, lift your right arm slightly off the mat. Exhale, relax and release your arm. Inhale, lift your left arm slightly off the floor. Exhale, relax and release your arm. And then finally, inhale, lift your head slightly off the mat. Exhale, relax and release your head. Your eyes are closed and your attention is focused at the center point between your eyebrows at the root of your nose. Mentally watch your navel point as it rises and falls, rises and falls. Your arms are at your sides, palms facing up in a gesture that's open and receptive. If a stray thought creeps into your mind, make note of the thought. Relax and release your thoughts with your breath. Continue doing this till your mind is calm. Here we will use our minds like flashlights, lighting up an area of your body and then relaxing and releasing that area of your body. So now shine the light of your mind on your toes. Relax and release your toes. Move the light of your mind to the balls of your feet. Relax and release the balls of your feet. Relax your arches, heels, top of your feet. Relax your shins. Breathe. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Breathe. Shine your mind's light on your knees. Relax and release your knees. Relax your thighs and buttocks. Relax your hips and internal organs. Breathe. Shine the light of your mind on your navel point. Bring in light and healing energy. Place your mind's light on the base of your spine. Bring in light. Light up your vertebrae one by one. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Breathe. Now, notice where your ribs connect to your spine. Relax and release your spine. Relax your ribs, sides, chest. Fingers, thumbs, and the back of your hands. Breathe. Shines your mind's light to your palms. Bring in light. Begin to inhale light and energy into your entire body. Let this energy sweep your body, toes to head. Breathe. Move the light of your mind to your wrists. Relax and then release your wrists. Relax your forearms, two arms, elbows, and upper arms. Relax your left foot, calf, and thigh. Relax your right foot, calf, and thigh. Breathe. Relax your abdomen, your stomach, left forearm, upper arm, side of chest, your neck. Relax your right forearm, upper arm, side of chest, your neck. Breathe. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Breathe. Relax your shoulders. Feel the tension melt away. Relax your head, where your head joins your neck. Relax the back of your head, ears, jaw, chin. Relax your lips, teeth, tongue, cheeks, nose. Relax all around your eyes. Relax your eyebrows. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Breathe. Concentrate your mind's light to the center of your forehead. If you can relax your forehead, you can relax your entire body. Breathe. Relax your scalp, top of your head, and the spot where your breath enters and leaves your body. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. Inhale, light. Exhale, darkness. Inhale, light. Exhale, tension. And breathe. Now slowly begin to bring your attention back into your breath. Just focus on your breathing, breathing in and out. Begin to bring attention back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers here, your toes. You can gently turn your head from side to side, moving and stretching anything that feels right. Rotating your wrists and ankles, bringing your knees in towards your chest for a hug. And then gently rolling to one side, pausing for a moment, taking a breath, taking a moment to transition before making your way up slowly to a seated pose, with your eyes closed or softly gazing. Take a moment here, take a breath, think one good thought for yourself, one good thought for all mothers, and one good thought for all beings. You bring your hands together in prayer position at heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're leaving this class feeling a little bit more relaxed and centered. Again, my name's Jessie. I teach at Human Breathing Yoga Studio the first 2 Sundays of the month at 10:30, so I hope to see you guys then. And starting tonight, Human Breathing is having 15-minute meditations from 9 p.m. to 9:15. Sunday tonight is the first one. Monday from 9 to 9:15 it'll be my meditation. We'll be doing a metta meditation, which is one of my favorites. And then Tuesday and Thursday. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 9 to 9:15. And check Human Breathing's Facebook page for all the other live streaming classes. Thank you.